This is how we do it. There. Okay. Okay, back to drawing this. This is where I am. Pretty much let go of the sword. All right, continuing from there. As you can see now, I was on live earlier, so I had to come back. Dark Horse Art Studio, I may help you. Yes, we are. Okay. With this store or another store? Half days we charge 900 for 4 hours, and then for the full day session it's 1400. Okay. Do you know the idea that you're trying to put there? Oh, you're open for, okay. So here's a question. Are you available to come in for a consultation? All right. If you want, you can come in tomorrow. We open at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. We need to see that. See, that's when it gets intricate. You need to see the idea, because we don't even have an idea. So you can't price anything without having an understanding what it's going to be. Say that again. No, it's good to come in the shop. It's real. Trust me, it's really good to just come into the shop. All right, man. You're welcome. Bye bye. All right. So, yeah, Hugh was about to get manhandled by Knowledge. And this is just Knowledge grabbing his shirt. All right. So I gotta draw tension. So drawing the lines to show he's actually grabbing him. Oh, my pen is going dead. So what I'm drawing is inking in that part of his shirt. Mind you, this is the first time I'm drawing it. Well, this is my first time like now really like drawing a comic book. I've never drawn a comic book like really taking it serious to draw a comic book. This is my first time actually drawing a comic book and taking it serious. So I guess this is part of it. Mind you, I already wrote out about 16 issues. I wrote 16 issues already. So 16 issues is in literature. So now I'm just drawing it out. I already have all the character designs. I have the backstory already written out. I have everything when it comes down to understanding what the hell is going on, why it's happening. I even have the ending. I have the last issue already written out too. But anything in between, from 16 being the last issue of the beginning and the last issue being the ending, is up in the air. Like anything can happen in between issue 16 and the last issue. So that's why I left the opening just in case like the future happens where I get people that want to write for the book. Let's just say, like just planning for the future. Let's say 16 issues in, I end up drawing out of 16 issues, I end up drawing 5 of them, right? And it becomes a popular thing where people are now looking at it like, hey, I would love to come be an artist for one of your issues. So now I have an artist for like issue 6 and issue 7 or whatever the case may be. And once all the issues are done, it gets into the story aspect of it where people want to know like, okay, hey, I see you have these artists. Like, do you have anything written out past issue 16? And I'm like, I started writing issue 17, but I have ideas for issue 18. If you want to be one of the writers on the team for issue 17 and 18, you can, because I'll have the space for it. But what I'm doing is that I'm making the space for me first to be an artist for the comic book because I wrote it. So, I thought to myself, shit, before I didn't want to write it, before I didn't want to draw it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to draw it. Like I said before, nobody's going to do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And this is me doing it for myself, showing people that I actually want to make a comic book. So I'm making a comic book, as you can see. I've known how to draw all my life. Like, I'm 43, and I'm young at heart naturally. That's just a thing for me. I don't look my age. I don't act my age. But I know how to. Well, I'm mature. I definitely can be mature. I just like this era because this is the era I had the most fun. Reading comic books, drawing, being creative in general. This was something that I really, really enjoyed. So I did continue to do it. And in the future, because I'm a tattoo artist as well, and not only do I like draw, I'm a tattoo artist, and I tattoo in Georgia, like Huntsville, Georgia. So it's like when I draw, it makes me happy. And I've always been told, do what makes you happy. So this makes me happy. So I know that when the future comes for doing more things, what I want to do is I want to open up a tattoo parlor that has a comic book store inside that sells, when we sell video games and figurines and stuff like that. That's what I want to do. But the tattoo parlor is going to be like 18 and up. So you want to get to the tattoo parlor, once you come in, you got to go upstairs to get to the tattoo parlor. But it's going to be a game store slash comic book store with figurines and collectibles and stuff where you can get your daily fix of a Marvel comic book. Or maybe even my comic book might be in the store. You never know, whatever the future holds. Because I'm very adamant on making it. So you never know. I might even have my own comic book in display for sale in my own store. That'd be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Like pretty jazzy. This is where my head is. This is my head, where my head is. I used to own a tattoo parlor in New York, in Brooklyn, Artistic Instinct Tattoos. I used to have my own tattoo parlor a while ago. Had it for 7 years. It was awesome. But I wanted to make a change, so I moved to Georgia. And now moving to Georgia was definitely well worth it because I'm in a tattoo parlor that's awesome. I get to draw all day. I had a career counselor, and he told me, he said, you never want to work a day in your life. Well, first he told us the differences between having a job and having a career. He said a job is something you do for a short term, and a career is something you do long term. Most likely your career is something you would love to do because you don't want to do something you don't love to do, and it'd be long term. So he said, if you want a life where you never feel like you're working, make sure you get a career of what you love to do. And you can see I like to draw, so I got a career that pretty much is based around drawing because that's pretty much what I do. Well, and talk to people because I'm kind of like a psychiatrist too, which is crazy because I don't do psychiatry, but you talk to people, they tell you your problems, but I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't practice medicine, none of that crazy stuff. I don't have a license for it. Only thing I can do is like just talk to people and give them my story. And if my story has had a solution that relates to you, maybe you can use my solution and it could help you out, because life be lifing. Life be lifing. I kid you not. And we all got a life that be lifing. It's up to us to do what we have to do in that life, though. You can't allow it to get to you, because how you do everything is how you do all things. So if you want to be good at life, be good at everything. But always pour into yourself first. You come first. No matter what, you come first. And a lot of people always say it's selfish. It's cool, but as within, so without. You come first. If you can't give it to yourself, you can't afford to give it to no one else. If you can't do it for yourself, you can't afford to do it for no one else. And no one's going to do it for you. So it's like my comic book thing. No one's going to do it for me. I got to do it myself. And maybe someone might want to help me do it. But you got to do it for yourself first. You got to be hungry enough to do it for yourself. And this is why I'm drawing. Because I'm hungry enough to do it for myself. And besides, I want to see this. I want to see this made. Because I spent so much time writing it out and enjoying the character designs and stuff like that. Why wouldn't I take the extra step to actually bring it to life so I can actually have a physical copy of something that I put together with literature, and now it has pictures to it? I think that's freaking awesome. Honestly, I think that's really freaking awesome to have that drive to want to bring something to life, because aren't we here to create and leave a mark in the world? Like, that's what life is. Life that really doesn't have a meaning. You give it meaning. I know a lot of people may disagree with that. Some people may agree with that, but you necessarily don't have to do anything and still live your life, or you can do something and live your life. But necessarily life doesn't have a meaning. You give it meaning. So whatever you feel like it means for you is what it means for you. Do you have morals and values that stand up with what you believe in when it comes down to your life? That's the question. I do. That's why I'm doing this. Yay! But yeah, I enjoy this. And now I gotta do the action lines and stuff, and mostly action lines. Yeah, action lines and action sounds like bam, boom, pow. On my Batman stuff. But yeah, this is now, let's see right here at the top. Okay, so page 15, right? This is page 16. It's page 15 right here. right before we get to page, let me go to page 14 so I can show y'all where it starts. He's going through training. If you've seen on my shorts, you've seen these pages already. Knowledge is training him. So they're meditating. He's doing pull-ups. He's hitting pieces of wood, not breaking them, but hurting himself in the process. And from hurting himself in the process, he's doing some extra training. Now he's running up a hill, and knowledge is floating on a log of a tree because of magic. And then, he's meditating with one leg on a thing. Now he's getting a lot stronger. The wood that he used to hit doesn't hurt his hand. He's breaking it now. And then from that point on, he's doing one-arm pull-ups. And as we get into it, now he's training with knowledge. Now he knows how to fight because, they've been, that page with all those panels is like, and days went by and weeks went by and months went by and years went by, and Hugh became stronger within his training with knowledge. And this is like, after like years of training with knowledge, now he's actually fighting knowledge to show knowledge what he's learned throughout the years of, training with him. So they're chatting it up and fighting. He says, you got to do better than that, old man. So he shoots a shot at him. He jumps over it, lands in front of him, and hits his sword against his sword. So knowledge cocks back after saying something to him, really snarky, like a snarky remark. He's pulling back and he swings at him. Hugh blocks it. So he throws another one with the sword added to it. Hugh tries to lock his arms up, as you can see right here. One arm behind it and one arm in front of it. But he didn't catch it in time. So knowledge lets go of the sword. And he grabs Hugh by the shirt. And he flips him over his shoulder and throws him on the floor. So that's that panel. And then from this page, we're going to have page 17, where I think I drew it out, but I don't think it's completely drawn. So let's open this up so I can see if I can show you page 17. I type in pages pop up. Page 17. I can't believe I drew all of this. This makes me happy that I drew all of this. So I'm opening up page 17 and 18. Right? So page 17 is this page. So he lays on the floor under knowledge while knowledge holds the little sphere thing that he has, a little wand in his hand. He's like, do you surrender? And Hughes is like, all right, I quit. So he just lays there on the floor. So he gets down. This is just a sketch too. So he gets down to him. He starts explaining to him like where he went wrong and in this, that, and the third. Because, there's always something to learn in training. So this is that. And then 18, he gets up, he dusts himself off, and Hugh's telling him, all right, now we got to go make moves. We got to go to the market because, we got some stuff to get and we got some answers. We need some questions answered. So he's telling him get himself ready. So this is them walking on their way to the market. But, to get to the market, they have to go through certain situations. So page 19 shows them talking and this, that, and third, and they end up crossing the bridge, and pages 20 and 21 and 22, and then the bridge collapses while they're walking across the bridge. In the midst of the bridge collapsing, they get introduced to a giant freaking dragon, and they got to fight the dragon in the cave that they're going towards. And, it's a lot that's going to happen in that. But the dragon fight doesn't happen until issue 2. So this goes straight. This does a cliffhanger of introducing the next fight, which is in issue 2. This is the cliffhanger, the dragon, the introduction to the dragon. But remember, this is my first time actually drawing a comic book and putting stuff together and writing it out. So, bear with me. I may make mistakes. I may not make mistakes. But, this is just all a learning lesson. But as you progress in making the comic book, you get better and better and better. And next thing you know, you're pumping out an issue every month where you're drawing it, you're inking it, and you're coloring it. Right about now, I'm only drawing it and inking it. After I'm done drawing it, I'm going to make some corrections with the word bubbles, the sizing of the images on certain parts of it, making sure everything fits, and then going in other comic books that I own, that I read, and taking notes from the comic books that I'm reading, so that way I'll know what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right. So say like this right here, how this looks, how Hugh's body looks, I would make a correction towards Hugh's body. So I would open up another layer, and this layer I would lighten a little bit more, so I can draw over it and see what corrections I want to make with the way Knowledge flips Hugh over his shoulders, because Knowledge is pretty fucking strong. So I would say, how do I want to draw this? That's the question. I guess getting like a feel of the anatomy. So just giving up sketches to see how I want to come across this. So, all right. All right. All right. Just getting a feel for it. I guess that works. And then from there, I would lighten that up and lighten up the other one a little bit more. Right? And then add another layer where I can kind of define the lines a little bit more so it doesn't look so messy. And what I can do is I can, oh boy, flip it upside down. So this, all right. All right. And then the calf, and then his ankle, and then his foot. All right. And then the bandage around his leg. And then this part would be his torso, his upper torso. All right. And that's the other leg and the other knee. So now I can turn it back over and look at it. All right, cool. Now I have this. I would draw this foot in the air and draw the calf and draw the rest of the leg. So now I have it, right? So now I can ink it. So I would take this, see where that's at. I drop that out, find the next one. Bingo, this one. I would lighten that up, right? And now I will ink it like so. All right. Make that a little bit. Right. And then right. Yeah. No, did he have a belt on? No, he didn't. Remember, I'm just doing this. Right? And then yeah, this is Knowledge pretty much tossing Hugh on his neck. On his neck. Alright. And then that's his knee pad. You know, he don't want to hurt himself trying to fight Knowledge. And that's his other leg. Alright. Okay. There we go. And then this side, it's a new pad for this one. All right. And those lines at the top, I try to find a way to put them behind this. So take this eraser. Yeah. Yeah, and that works. That definitely works. I'm gonna get the ink pen. Let me ink in the rest of knowledge. Knowledge put that put in that pain. Let me show you a little something, youngin. Show you how we do this here. Show you how we do this here. And I guess I can have the sword in the floor. So I would take the pencil, get that layer I was drawing on. I add the sword. And do I have the image of it falling? Right. And I would consider this page inked. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's what it looks like inked. Without the colors and stuff. All right. Yeah. Bam. Bam. Take that, youngin. All right. So I would consider this to be done. For now, it's done, but it's not done. Dun, dun, dun. And then that's the next page I'm going to be inking. But so far, this is for today. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Yeah. Thank you. I'm just seeing this. Yeah, I can't really read the comments. But yeah. This is what we got so far. On the first page, I'm actually happy that I've gotten this far. Like I was drawing pages before that I wasn't even finishing because it was so overwhelming, because it was so much to add. But this is one of the pages I was working on, and it was like, oh, this is a lot of work. But I understood after a while, like that was one of the I was working on. Yeah. But you know, this is just one that I didn't add, but I started working on the comic. But it's a whole nother situation. I think I might have that as like a part of the backstory to be told for the comic, so people can get like a special edition, a special issue of the backstory, because this is the first page, this is the second page, third page, and fourth page. First, second, third, fourth. Yeah, wait. Just want to make sure it's in order. Well, that's a little off. First. Something is off. There's a page missing. Hold on now. Hold up. Wait a minute. There's a page, and yes, it's missing. Because this isn't supposed to be the second page. This is the third page. Interesting. Yeah, there's a page missing. Oh, well, I guess it is what it is. All right, y'all. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. And enjoy your day, y'all. Later.